All right, I believe now we are definitely live. Apparently, I was live on YouTube earlier, but those videos were marked as unlisted. So yeah, now we're getting the notifications. All right, cool, cool. All right, yeah, I do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 5 p.m. I didn't stream this past Monday because I was finishing up my Inflightmuzik 2020 drum pack. You could see the little icon on the bottom left of your screen at the very, or not at the very bottom, but at the inside of the description of the video. You can see the link to purchase the kit. I should have added the discount code in the description, but I'll just vocally say it here. You could get the kit for 50% off during this live stream. So the discount code is inflight, INFLIGHT 2020 50. And that will give you 50% off of the 2020 drum pack. I am going to try and have a moderator in here that will post the discount code throughout the stream. Let me just go ahead and type this in right now. Discount. Inflight 2020 50. 50% off. And there you go. That will give you 50% off of the Inflightmuzik 2020 drum pack. And let's see, what else do I have to do here? I gotta recheck my iPad here for Facebook so that I can see my Facebook chat. There we go. All right. Yeah, Jake Takid was saying that I wasn't live on YouTube. Jake, can you see me now on YouTube? I think you should be able to. What's up, Classy Beats? Glad you're enjoying the kit. I appreciated the retweet. Today, like I said, I do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If you're new here and you haven't seen my previous live videos, it's because my main live channel is actually youtube.com/inflightmuzik. No, youtube.com/inflightmuziklive. And actually, you could see the banner here below. It says live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time at Inflight Live. That's why you might not have caught the previous live streams. Go ahead and subscribe to that channel by clicking the subscribe button in the link in the description if you're on my tutorial channel, youtube.com/inflightmuzik. The reason why I have two separate channels for lives is because I get a lot of copyright notices by critiquing other people's beats. And also when I make beats from scratch, I get copyright notices just from making simple drum patterns and bass lines. So yeah, I'm trying to keep my main tutorial channel absolutely clean. So that being said, I plan on streaming live on both channels, but you'll only be able to catch the replays on Inflightmuzik Live. So definitely head on over there and subscribe to that channel, and you'll be able to catch all of the replays. Again, the discount code for my new drum pack is Inflight 2020 50, and that will give you 50% off. And Classy says, love it, man. It's amazing. I really appreciate that for sure, man. I really appreciate that. But yeah, like I said, usually I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but this Monday I wasn't able to stream just because I was finishing up the pack. So now that all of that is done, we are back to our regular schedule of Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern. Donuts5, I appreciate you for tuning in. I think this is the first time I've seen you in the live stream. I'm thinking that we're going to see a lot of new faces now that I'm streaming on both of my YouTube channels. Sorry, I was just reading a message from Reddit. I was trying to help someone out with recording their vocals in FL Studio. They're getting some weird limiting, but I don't think it's coming from FL Studio. I think it's coming from their hardware. So yeah, normally we do beat critiques every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but today we're going to do something a little different. And basically, for the past couple weeks, I've mentioned how I have some really, really old beats here on YouTube. So these beats are here on, or not on YouTube, but on Soundclick. And these beats are about 15 years old. Some of them are older than that. So we are going to go in and just listen to, let's see. Yeah, we're going to go in and listen to some of my old music. Some of these aren't just beats. Some of these are songs. So I used to record vocals. I used to sing, rap a little bit, but I was mainly trying to sing. I was horrible, so you'll hear a lot of auto-tune, and even with the auto-tune, I still suck really bad. So like the whole point of me doing this is to encourage you guys to submit your beats and submit your songs, knowing that, hey, we all got to start somewhere. There's also a song in here where I recorded a really talented rapper back when I was living in Virginia. I'm still a fan of that song. Unfortunately, we had a falling out over the years, so we actually do not talk anymore. But the song is still really good. I actually made him an entire album, but nothing really came of that. And yeah, long story short, I just felt like my production was being taken advantage of. So I pretty much just stopped making beats for free. So that's how that falling out happened. So here we are on my SoundClick. And yeah, you'll see that some of these tracks actually charted back in 2004, 2003, 2005, around that area, around that time. But I'm thinking I'll just play these in order, or I'm trying to remember what some of these sound like. Yeah, and forgive the cringy pictures here, because they are absolutely cringy. It's hilarious. That's actually me and my friend Kenny. He was in the chat a couple weeks ago. But yeah, I don't have any tracks with him on here, unfortunately. I wish you guys could hear some of the work that he's done. But yeah, we're just going to go through and listen to some of these tracks. I feel like I want to start. Yeah, I think I'm just going to start with a random one. What is this? This isn't even me. Oh, it's an ad. That's why. Okay. Okay. So it's a random ad. All right. Yeah, Jake says now I'm live on all channels. Cool. And I appreciate the purchase. I'm assuming that's from Donuts. I have notifications on with BeatStars. I'm actually going to turn this down all the way. So we're getting a few more people trickling in. So I'm just going to hold off just a little bit longer. What we're going to do, we did have a couple submissions last week that I didn't get to. Submissions for Monday's beat critique. But since I didn't do a beat critique on Monday, we weren't able to listen to those tracks. So I'm actually going to go ahead and listen to those tracks right now and give a quick beat critique. It was just 2 tracks, I believe. So let's see here. Yeah, this one, and yeah, we'll just listen to this one first. This is from Critter, a SoundCloud link. I always appreciate SoundCloud links and YouTube links the most. And you could join the Discord to submit your tracks in the beat critique section. That link is down below. And from time to time, I will be posting in the self-promo section with random discounts and things like that for you guys. already in self-promo and tips and tricks. There's already some of our users posting some goodies for you guys, so definitely check those out. So let's listen to Bullseye. I just noticed that that eyeball is actually a set of teeth. It's crazy. Donut said, yeah, that was him that bought the kit. Yeah, I appreciate you. Enjoy it. And definitely for anyone that I'm looking forward to hearing people make some tracks with the kit, so be sure to submit those in the beat critique section as soon as you finish those tracks. That bass is really, really low. You'll notice that in my 2020 kit, I went really hard on the basses. I wanted to make sure that anyone that's just starting out absolutely has basses that can be heard on all systems. So you don't have to worry about people listening on laptops or earbuds and not being able to hear your bass. All you really have to do is go in and level. For anyone that feels that there's too much distortion on it, you could always add a low pass filter and just filter out some of the high-end frequencies. The kick, yeah, basically the low end on this track is the biggest issue because the kick isn't really punching and the 808 is really, really low. But everything else sounds fine. I would say that little, that riser that you have going on, maybe EQ that out a little bit, take out some of that mid-range. It sounds kind of muddy, but it sounds a little too loud as well. So I would just turn that down a little bit. But everything else sounds nice and clean. That snare / clap is pretty grimy, but I think that's what you're going for. So, all right, we have another one in the beat critique section. And I should point out that this is really where I suggest that you guys submit your beat critiques if you want to actually get in line for that, because I won't really be paying attention to the other sections when we do these beat critiques. So this is from Harsh Satasangi.
It's fresh and dope music.
He's one of my bigger supporters on Facebook. I always appreciate when he likes my post on there.
On the beat.
Simo's playing some Tom Clancy Rainbow Six. I was just looking at some PlayStation bundles. I haven't owned a system in a while, but they're like super cheap right now. $200 for a PlayStation, 1 terabyte PlayStation, and 3 games. I might have to pick that up and start doing some Twitch streams where I play some games. I'm not too sure about the bass pattern. I feel like it's kind of stagnant. Like I feel like it can go more places in terms of what notes you're hitting there. Kick is nice and punchy. Madison, what's up? Any tips on getting your kicks to punch through 808s better? Yeah, it's really just about leveling. It's really just about leveling when it comes to that. Just make sure you turn those kicks up and the 808s down. I also have a tutorial on cleaner side chaining, so you might want to check that out. And that will ensure that the initial hit of the kick really has its full punch. Yeah, a lot of the kicks in the 2020 kit, they're designed so that you have the option to either just turn them up or to go in and clip them on your own. What I didn't want to do was clip them ahead of time and eliminate the option for you to clip, because some kicks you want to clip harder than others, and so on and so forth. So actually, I'll show you some examples here right after this beat. Yeah, I like the leveling. I just wish there was just a little bit more sheen over the beat, but I mean, that's me nitpicking more than anything. Yeah, I really have to nitpick to find stuff that I don't like about this beat, for real. Yeah, you can hear how that kick is coming through real nice, whether the 808 is playing, whether the bass is playing or not. So that's really what we were looking for in that last track. Yeah, let me show you some examples here, Madison. Craig, welcome to the channel, or welcome back. Trippin' Moon Juice, thank you for the comment there, trying to help out Madison. I appreciate that. Yeah, let me go to my kit. Kicks. So let me just drag one of these in. Farden, what's up? That's awesome. Yeah, I recognize the name Moon Juice, but I definitely didn't realize that you were my second subscriber, that's for sure. Or even, you know, the first 10 or 100, that's pretty amazing. So yeah, you'll see that a lot of these kicks, they're not pre-clipped. They do have some distortion, some high end to them, so that they can punch through without the need for clipping. So if you just balance them right, you'll be good to go. But because they have a lot of potential for clipping, yeah, Varden, I believe you missed, I missed one of your beats because you came in really late on one of the last critiques. So you could submit a critique in the Discord. The link's in the description, and then you could add that to the beat critique section. I'll critique a beat for you. Yeah, we could do that right before we get into my old beats. But yeah, so here, this has a lot of potential for clipping. So it's already pretty loud, but you can go in here, turn on clip and pre-computed effects, and then you could square off this waveform. So now it's nice and squared off right there. And then you could just level that, turn it down, and turn it way down if you really want to. But yeah, it's going to hit a lot harder just from adding just a touch of clipping right there. So yeah, you'll see that all the kicks are, they just have a lot of potential for that. So we just have these nice little peaks. So they cut through, no problem. But if you need them to hit hard, just square off these waveforms a little bit. And then if you get a little too much of that high-end distortion, like that potentially might be too much for you depending on the 808, you'll be surprised when you actually add these into a beat. Like if you take one of your old beats and just switch out your kick with one of these, when you have it soloed, it might sound like it's too much, but when you actually put it into a beat, you'll notice that you could actually hear the kick a lot better. So that's actually something that you want. But when you're listening to it on its own, oh, let me go back to where, did I just undo that or something? Yeah, did I just undo that? I don't know what I did. But anyway, yeah, yeah, you could always go into this cutoff filter and then darken it. Yeah, right about there. You get less of that high end. But, and then you could go in and fine tune that with EQ as well. But like I said, you'll notice that if you just go into one of your old beats and where the kick is lacking and you just switch it out with any of these kicks, they're going to punch so hard that you might not need to clip at all. So the option is there for you to clip or not to clip. It all just really depends on your style. Madison says, wow, that makes a huge difference. Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. Like the pre-computed effects they're gold. And that's why FL Studio 12 got so much heat. That's why everyone stayed on 11 for so long, because they took away the pre-computed effects. So you had to, in order to clip your kicks, you had to do that through the mixer. And the sound wasn't as good as doing it within the pre-computed effects. Some people are still able to get a good sound clipping through the mixer too, though, when it comes to kicks. You definitely don't want to do that with vocals or strings or pianos or guitars or anything like that. It's just certain percussive elements that works well for. Okay, so Varden, hey, what's up, Punny? Good to see you in here. Doc Chaos, he's another one that subscribed really, really early on. Good to see you in here for sure. And Varden just sent a track. Again, you'll see that I am starting to advertise my Inflightmuzik 2020 drum pack. Let me give you guys that discount code again. It's Inflight 2020 50, and that'll give you 50% off 2020 drum pack. And the link is in the description. King Ace, what's up? Mr. The Big 778, what's up? What's going on? About to buy that kit right now. That's awesome. Yeah, make sure you use that discount code. Happy Thanksgiving, y'all. Happy Thanksgiving. Daily on the beat. Can't wait until you blow up. You deserve it for real. I definitely appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that. All right, let's check out. Okay, we're starting to get a few tracks in here. Okay, I see Varden right here. So we're going to end the initial beat critique with Varden's track. And then we're going to listen to some of my old tracks, and then we'll get back into the beat critiques, because I definitely am getting the feeling that that's really what you guys want. So, actually, you know, that being said, Varden, since you're so high up in line here, let me just get through my old tracks real quick, and then we could start getting into beat critiques. Yeah, Trip and Moon Juice, you could send something to review. I'm definitely going to go ahead and do some beat critiques for sure. For sure. All right, so let me figure out what I want to play here. Let's just start from the top. So I'm going to play Before I Die Radio. This peaked at number 94 in one of the subgenres. I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah. Oh, one thing I should mention, all of these beats were made on my Roland Phantom X6. So what I used to do was I would compose everything in there, and then I would sample myself into FL Studio, and then I would add drums with FL Studio because the drums sucked on the Phantom. But here we go. You guys could start pointing out things that you would change listening to these beats. Let me turn this down. Shit. Yeah, I can tell you right now it's overly compressed and limited. My producer name, Inflightmuzik. too much reverb on that clap. The kick is very phasey, like it's not hitting like. Trippin' Moonju says this beat has mid-2000s written all over it. Yep. Indeed. Indeed. Let me skip ahead here. I usually put bridges in my beats. Yeah, that kick is non-existent, right? It's totally phased out. Yeah, I never used 808s around this time. It's like some weird synth bass. I'm pretty sure that came from the Phantom too. So yeah, I love the comment, mid-2000s written all over it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I made this in 03, 04. Let's see, Trap Music came out, the album, that came out in 2003, I believe. So this is right around where trap just got started. And I just started listening to T.I. I remember my older half-brother, he asked what kind of music that I listen to. He's the guy that introduced me to like Tupac and, you know, West Coast music. But when I told him that I was a huge fan of T.I., he was like, nah, like he hated T.I. But I always liked T.I.'s beats. XNX, what's up? He says, how old are you? I'm 35. Varden says, wasn't even born yet. Yeah, a lot of my subscribers definitely weren't born around this time. Or not a lot of my subscribers, but I have some really, really dope producers that tune in that are only 16. And they're better than most people that we see making tutorials, for real. Let's see. Madison says, I like the riser you used. Yeah, that riser is from the Phantom as well. And yeah, King A said that the kick wasn't hitting hard. Yeah, that kick was like totally phased out. Craig Beats says, I love those old Master P beats on Ghetto Dope. King A says, I was born when this beat came out. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Another thing that I want to do, I want to watch the very first YouTube video that I ever made. That was like 10 years ago. We'll do that after a couple more of these. And then we'll get into your guys' beats. This one is called Used To. This was a full song. Again, my singing is horrible. But yeah, peak position, number 41. And that's on all of Soundclick. So this ranked up pretty high. There's distortion on that S. You can hear that auto-tune. But that's actually not oh, didn't mean to do that. That's actually not auto-tune. It's actually a it was called vocal something, but it was inside of Sonar 4. So I used to use Cakewalk Sonar back when I first started for vocals, because at the time FL Studio didn't have audio. You couldn't record audio in FL Studio. Nobody Likes You says, no matter what I do, I can't get my 808s industry level. Only thing missing for me, watched all your videos. I don't know what it is. Submit a beat in the Discord, and we'll listen to what you're doing.
So mess. Ooh, yeah. Baby girl, come sit down and chill. I've cooked you a meal. It's your favorite with a glass of wine, and it's already chilled.
This is so cringy.
It's like our first date.
I do like the chorus though.
It's obvious we both needed this. For the past few weeks, you and I changed up our speech. We just holler every day of the week, and in time I know we'll stop to speak. So let's try something else, something that reminds us how we felt back when this all began, when we became more than friends. That's the one you find. Let's just have us a good time, 'cause you know, baby, tonight I'm gonna do it how I used to. 'Cause I love you so much, but I don't show it enough. So to prove all of my love, I'm gonna do it how I used to. Baby girl, let's turn off our phones.
This was the first track that I tried to get a placement with. People are saying this ain't bad though. This kind of hard. Yeah, not bad at all. Very catchy actually. Old school, it's a vibe. Yeah, it's definitely a vibe. Oh, the vocals are dead. This is me on the track.
We've made each other so mad, but baby, right now I'm glad that we remember what we had. And girl, we'll keep holding on to everything in our past. All the good, not the bad, that's how we'll last. For the past few weeks, we changed our speech.
All right, we're good. We're good on that. Oh man. So yeah, that was that track was the first track that I sent into a label, not to get signed as an artist though. So like I flat out told the A&R that I was literally trying to sell the song, and he loved the song. So that was my first connect. I'm not sure if he's even works for any labels anymore, because the label that he was working for went under, Jive Records. So I had to connect at Jive Records, and they're pushing this song, the concept of the song, like the lyrics, the beat, and all that. But we were trying to find an artist for it. But from there, I actually made a shitload of beats for Jive Records, Arista, Bad Boy Records, Atlantic. Who else am I forgetting? But I made a shitload of connections in the early 2000s, mid 2000s because of that one track. But nothing ever came of that, and I ended up just finishing college, and I kind of just made beats on my own. I stopped, pursuing placements and whatnot. Did I have to sell my soul first? No, I paid a pretty penny to meet with Aunt Rich though. So that was a pay to play situation, but a lot came out of it in terms of connections. So it was definitely worth what I paid. But yeah, from there I finished school and then decided to just work to try to pay off all my debt. And I did that for years. And then finally just recently, as you guys know, I started doing YouTube and started selling beats online. And yeah, I basically decided that I was just going to go independent and just really go all out with this, because I wasn't really getting anywhere in the corporate world, so to speak. So yeah, this is definitely my passion, if you guys can't tell. So yeah, now I just do this full time. This next track I'm actually really proud of. We have a rapper that, so the rapping is not me. It's a rapper called Risen. He's a Christian rapper. And we tried to start this whole movement called street gospel. This is before like Lecrae and all that. So for us, or for, you know, our community, it was like really new in terms of like the sound that was out there. But I am singing on the hook, so please excuse that. But I love the concept of the song. And from what I remember, the production was pretty good. But yeah, let's listen to what we did wrong here.
I'm trying to get out the streets, man. Leave the street life alone, Father. It's a thug's prayer. Yeah, Lord.
I did all the vocal production on this.
Lord, help these fallen soldiers. My shoulders can't hold no more. Yeah, homie, this is war. Hustling in front of liquor store.
Yeah, I still love this track.
When it's hot, kill the noise. I gotta avoid these snakes. Weed out somebody's face. Where I'm from, it ain't safe. We do whatever it takes. I gotta get out this place before I catch another case. Always strapped, trust no one. Lord, guide your fallen son. This is a thug's prayer, and I need you right here.
calling my Savior, I'm down on my knees. I need a prayer, 'cause I'm feeling so free. I need a new sign, I need a new life. Help me to do right, so I can change my life. This is my
As I pray,
prayer.
close my eyes and imagine how my life could have been. Fresh shoes, 20-inch rims, watch they spin. Chinchilla, been around some real killers. Call them out, lines of gorillas. This ain't no thriller movie, this is like my life. Third strike, check history back.
Breezy says this track still goes. Craig Dobb says, I like it. The best, what's up?
Christ now, this could have been me in a couple of years. This is a thug's prayer, Father, I need you right here.
Calling my Savior, I'm down on my knees. I need a prayer, 'cause I'm
Moon Juice says, yeah, this is actually kind of hard for that time. Yeah. We thought we definitely had something here.
I've got an angel on my shoulder, but the demons on the other. Have to pick and choose. Father, tell me
Those roles are inspired by the Runners.
walk the narrow path, but don't know how long I'll last. I'm trying to survive. Lord, please help me do what's
Trying
right.
to do what's right through the night. Lights dim, mix it all with gin. Some say the bring on in, some say you might just sin. The streets
Dreadhead, what's up?
no renewal.
Do I have any trap melody?
Prayer, Father, I need you right here.
Calling my Savior, I'm down on my knees.
I thought you just downloaded my
Feeling so
Dark Melodies MIDI kit, didn't you?
I need a new life. Help me to do right, so I can change my life. I'm calling my Savior. I'm down on my knees. I need a prayer, 'cause I'm feeling so free. I need a new sign. I need a new life. Help me to do right, so I can change my life. This is my prayer.
Dreadhead, you downloaded okay. Well, besides that, that's the only well, actually I take that back. In terms of MIDI, that's the only trap melodies that I have, but right now you could get my 2020 drum pack for 50% off, so it's only $15, and that has 20 trap samples in there that I created from scratch. So, yeah, if you want to spend a quick 15, that'll get you 20 beats that you could really start making, adding your own drums to. But it has 200 sounds, 10 folders, so 20 sounds in each folder. Kicks, claps, snares, hats, so on and so forth. And like I said, it includes 20 sample loops, all made from scratch. And again, I really appreciate everyone that's already purchased, even before the stream, because I thought I was pretty clear that I was going to give 50% off during this live stream, but people were still buying the kit anyway at full price. So shout out to you guys for doing that. I really appreciate the support. I really do. Yeah, I was going to go back and watch one of my old YouTube videos, but I think we'll save that for another time because we do have some beat submissions here. What state do I live in? I live in Michigan right now, but this definitely isn't my home state. I've only lived here for like a few months. How long will the sale? Oh, I didn't even say that. The sale ends when the stream ends. Yeah. Yeah, so you guys might want to hop on that. You guys might want to hop on that. The sale ends when the stream ends. And the sale started when the stream started, so... Yeah, we do have some beat submissions here. This one's from 17 Deli. YouTube link. Definitely appreciate the YouTube links. And let's actually go in. I need to make a habit of going to y'all videos so that I can like and show my support. I just got a comment saying that someone from one of my videos saying that they're definitely going to buy the kit, but I hope they're here live right now. I don't think they're here live right now. Dreadhead, just message me on Facebook when you're not broke, and I'll hook you up. Did I like this? Yeah, okay. Oh, I like how that came in right there. Yeah, I'll hook you up next week. Low end's hitting. We're getting a little bit of distortion, and yeah, it's not coming from. Yeah, we got a little bit of distortion there. Everything else sounds pretty good though. Trip and Moon Juice, you said that. Are you having trouble with Discord? Is that what's going on? Oh, you know what? Let me. Yeah, I love the choice of bass here, but when you switch to the other 808, it distorts. Right there, it's distorting. You would be able to fix that with a little bit of side chaining. It sounds like that you have no side chaining going on, and that would help with you avoiding the extra distortion that you're getting right there. How long have I been making beats for? That's a good question. I taught myself piano back in around 99, 2000, and then I didn't really get into making beats until like 2002, 2003. So yeah, for longer than some of y'all have been alive. You found my channel looking for dark melodies, and my video was first. Yeah, I'm ranked #1 on quite a few YouTube searches, surprisingly. That really makes me want to go to my first tutorial, because this will actually teach you guys something, especially now that I just mentioned it, how I taught myself piano. So if you type in how I taught myself piano, yeah, so I'm ranked number 5 with 26,000 views from 11 years ago. So like I researched for this video like 2 years ago, and all of a sudden it was at 20,000. I was like, what the hell? So I was really surprised because
my name is Ian.
I didn't have
YouTube video.
I didn't know anything about titles. I didn't know anything about tags. So there, oh, I do have some tags on here. So random tags: R&B, pop, unsigned, production, Ian, Ross, infectious. Like those tags aren't going to do anything for you. But yeah. So yeah, this video is literally my very first YouTube video, and it was me explaining how I taught myself piano. So
Video ever. I'm just now trying to get used to the fact
you can see how old it is because of the myspace.com. Oh my God. And as a matter of fact, this was like the peak of MySpace. So this was right 2008 is when Facebook finally passed up MySpace. So this was the same year. Yeah, was this 2008? Yeah, May 21st, 2008. So this was like when Facebook started becoming a thing.
being filmed while I actually produce.
Let me skip
music,
ahead and
but
actually
I
get
know
into
I'm-
the sauce.
Yes, basically showing you how I went about teaching myself how to play piano. And hopefully I can get you from playing like this.
Oh, there's my Phantom, by the way. I missed that
to
keyboard
playing
so
more
bad.
like this. And to finally be able to improvise and play your own stuff like this.
You can see I filmed this with a potato.
Okay, one of the first steps that I ever take when I start making a song is coming up with a melody in my head.
Oh, my
and then
hat.
trying to
I
lay
look
that
like a
out
total
on the
douchebag.
piano. Now, the very first melody that I ever had in my
I'm going to
head
say
that
the
I
same
did
thing
lay out
about
on
my
the piano
videos
went
now with
something
my
like
hair.
this.
Because I just don't care.
Okay, that was my first melody, so I had the melody down, but that melody by itself doesn't sound like a full sound.
So, like, if you guys are ever trying to play keys, like, you have to keep in mind that there's really only 7 notes. And if you look at a keyboard, all the white notes, you'll notice that there's only 7 of them. So if you, and that happens to be C major, aka E minor, depending on what note that you start on. So no matter what scale that you play, even harmonic minor, it's only 7 notes. So what I recommend is picking your scale of 7 notes and then making your melody however you want. It could be one note at a time. You don't have to worry about making complicated shit. Just like there, that wasn't complicated at all. It was just 1 note at a time. And then you could start looking at chords. And I'm sure you guys know that chords are just 3, like your basic chords are just 3 notes. One every other note in the scale. So from those 7 notes, you're just picking every other note, and that will make a chord. So just based off of that information right there, there's only 7 chords to choose from. So with your melody, you're gonna you just cycle through those 7 different chords, and you're gonna find chords that just work really, really well with your melody. So the melody will dictate what chords you decide to play. A lot of people play chords first and then try to make a melody on top of that. I always did it backwards. I always made my melody first, whatever I thought sounded good, and then I would add in my chords. But here's another thing to think about. Like when I said that there's only 7 chords, 7 basic triads, there's actually less than that, because one of those chords is really dissonant. So you'll never use that chord and in the scale that you're playing. if you pick a scale, there's really only 6 chords that you're going to pick. Dreadhead says, I can never get the key down pat. My pastor's son back then, I was going to church. He was trying to show I couldn't get how I really wanted to play. Well, that's actually how I got started being interested in playing piano, because like I would just watch the piano lady play piano, and that's what gave me ideas of chords. Like I didn't know the word chord. Like I didn't even know that was a such thing. I just knew that the lady at church played more than one note at a time. But at the time, I already knew like melodies like Halloween, the Halloween theme song. I'm not going to play it because I'll get a copyright. But basically, like I could play like any melody that I listened to on the radio, but I didn't know anything about chords. But I just always saw the piano lady playing more than one note at a time, and it sounded awesome. So on accident, I just started playing. I noticed that if you play 2 notes together, like they were right next to each other, when we're just looking at the white keys, it didn't sound good. So I just spaced those notes apart by 1 note, and it sounded great. And that's how I taught myself piano, on complete accident, just messing around, trial and error, to be completely honest.
Sound or a full song. So what I did, I started adding other notes to it and just built on from there, just to give it a thicker sound, like this.
So you'll see that last chord, we're gonna move on to the critiques here in a second, but I definitely want to point this out. So that last chord, this chord right here, you'll see that it's not every other note, but if you move this note down an octave, it would be right here, and that would make this chord every other note. And basically that's just called a inversion. So every triad, every 3-note chord, you could take the top note, move it down by an octave, or the bottom note and move it up an octave, and it'll just make a different quality of that same chord, a different tone of that same chord. So that's how you get more variety in terms of what you're playing. But yeah, we're not going to go through that. If you guys want to check out that video, feel free. Just type in how I taught myself piano. I'm the 5th on that list there. But yeah, let's go on to the next track here from Punny. I like these strings.
It's Punny Beats.
It's a little too loud. Sounds like there's a lot of limiting going on. Nobody Likes You says, just caught the kit, submitted my beat. Let's see how I can fix these 808s. Sounds good. Yeah. You see how that filter came in and all of a sudden we heard that distortion? That's just from a little over limiting. That's why that snare is so harsh. Everything, you could hear everything's just pressed up to the ceiling. So if you just backed off the threshold a little bit, it should be fine. Thing's nice and punchy. People are asking me about my FL Studio skin. Oh, by the way, I found it again. Oh, good question. Dreadhead asks if my 808s are already in key. And the answer is yes. I never understand why people make drum kits and make 808s and then don't put them in key. Like, why would you do that? Doesn't make no sense. Yeah, I like the strings. I like your choice of drums. I think the only thing that I would switch out is maybe the 808 or the bass. Let me go back here. Yeah, it sounds, I don't know if this makes sense, but it sounds like hollowed out. So somehow you're getting some type of phasing. Like the low end isn't very solid. Oh man, I just realized, crap. So I was playing these sounds through the mic. So, man, that makes me think that maybe you weren't getting distortion on that other track that I was listening to. Let me just play that last track real quick, now that I have the my speakers turned off. No, it's still there. Unfortunately, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, there's still distortion on that low end for sure. Yeah, I would just say the sound selection for the 808 and the synth bass. The synth bass is having the same issue, so I'm not sure what's causing that. Like, it literally sounds like there's a little reverb on there, but I doubt that that's the case. But yeah, I would just switch out the sound, switch out the bass. But yeah, the track is fire though. The track is fire. Craig Dobb Beats. Hey, thanks again for doing this. Here's my beat. Let's go to your actual YouTube so that I can show my support. Dreadhead says, all right, thanks. I'll definitely message you next week because I need some better drums. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, I'll hook you up next week. Madison, do I have any recommendations for a good studio mic? Yeah, my worst YouTube video this year is actually on that exact topic. So I doubt you saw the video because almost no one did. I only got like 200 views on it or something like that. But there's this website called, let me try and find it for you. This will answer like all of your questions because you'll get to choose your price range and all that. And then you'll literally get to compare your mic to 300 other mics if you wanted to. Let me find this website because I forget the name of it. Let me find my YouTube video. Switch count. But off the top of my head, the mic that I usually recommend for rap vocals is actually a dynamic microphone. So this microphone isn't on this website because this website only covers condenser mics. But it literally has a rapper on there where you can use his vocals and just compare what they sound like on 300 different microphones, all ranging from $100 all the way up to the Sony C800, which is the most expensive mic in the world. Back when I started producing, it was like $6,000. I think now it's like almost $10,000. So, but it's a crazy microphone. And when you listen to it, yeah, it's like an automatic win every time. Let's see here, my channel. In terms of dynamic microphones, the first microphone that I started out with was actually AKG Perception 200. The vocals that you heard in those tracks that I was playing, that's where that came from that mic. The Thug's Prayer track, those vocals were actually from my Rode K2. That thing's a beast. At the time when I bought it, it was like $600, but I think that went up in price too for $700, which brings me to another point. When you guys buy, if you guys want to invest in your music, buy hardware equipment, because those hardware equipment tends to go up in price or at least stay the same. The only thing that really goes down in price are things like keyboards. So like my Phantom, my old Phantom kind of went down in price by the time I sold it. But yeah, if you're looking at like compressors, EQs, microphones, those tend to hold up in price. Is one of the industry standards. You'll see a lot of high-end studios use this. No problem, Punny. I'll check you later. Thanks for tuning in. So this website is called audiotestkitchen.com. So yeah, it has 300 different microphones that you can choose from. And then right here, you can select the audio source. They have bands, they have female vocals, a rapper, and then you could just loop this in any section that you want. And then you just drag whatever microphone into each of these slots. And then right here, they have a shopping cart where they'll list like all the different places that sell that microphone for these prices. So it's a solid website. It's 100% free too. So definitely check out that website, audiotestkitchen.com. Nice. Nice simple counter melody. Sounds clean, and I could hear that that kick is really heavy with some extra distortion on it, so it kind of adds some griminess to the beat. Madison says that website is crazy. It is crazy. My jaw dropped when I found that website. I discovered it through recordingrevolution.com. Graham Cochran. He's like one of the guys that I look up to on YouTube when it comes to recording and doing basic quick mixes. But he mainly works in like the audio world, not really the beat making world. So, but I transfer a lot of his tips and tricks to my channel for sure. Yeah, Craig, I'm trying to remember some of your other tracks that you've submitted. I want to say that this is one of your better ones, but that's just off the top of my head. Yeah, nice arrangement, good transitions. Okay, so you brought in an electric guitar, it sounds like, but it's really low in volume. But I can tell by the tone of it, that would be fire if you actually turn that up a little bit. If it had like a space, if you could create a space in the mix for it. Yeah, because of the level that it's at, it almost sounds like just static noise in the background. But if you turn that up, that might be fire. That might be fire. I like the idea. Yeah, but at this point the beat is already so good, you might not even need it, really. But I like the idea. Varden says he likes the contrasting snare rim shot. Yeah. Yeah, definitely a lot of good elements in that track for sure. All right, Varden, we are on you now. Did I like that video? Crap, I can't remember. Want to make sure I show my support. I should probably comment too. Comments do a whole lot more than likes and dislikes. Sounds nice and chill. Oh, now I can hear the guitar in the intro too. I didn't even realize. Vibes. Yeah, I like the atmosphere of this track. Everything sounds nice and balanced. Good use of reverb on those vocals. If that is a vocal. What's up, Akeem? Good to see you in here. Patrick Cyprian Derda would like your test opinion on a few of my beats. If you got time in the next hour, we'll make sure to support. Sometimes too busy not to watch. No, I appreciate you tuning in. Patrick, if you go to my Facebook group, there's a link to submit your beats in my Discord. Varden says, I think maybe the song is too low in the first chord. I actually disagree. Varden says maybe the whole song should be a little higher. I think it's good right where it's at, for real. Because the higher you pitch things up, the less you actually lose some of the warmth of those lower chords. And you already have a nice balance. So if you did that, you would have to go in and re-level your beat again. More than likely. It really just depends. But no, I like where it's at, for real, for real. I would definitely move on to the next beat. I wouldn't touch this one. But that's just my opinion. Nemo. Yeah, guys, be careful not to... that sounds fire. Be careful not to over-critique yourselves, too. Because I definitely used to have that problem, for sure. Kanye West, Rick Ross type beat. I could definitely hear that. Good processing on that sample. Not sure why it stopped. Man, this is a great track. This needs to be on like the Creed 3 soundtrack. Creed 3. I totally hear it. I wish my computer would play this through. David Treasure, welcome to the stream. Welcome back. We got 18 total right now on all channels. I was hoping for, oh sorry, I was hoping for 30 today, but we're just getting started. This is the first stream on the tutorial channel, so not too many people know about this. That was fire. Definitely my favorite track of the night so far. That was fire, fire, fire. Nemo. I kind of want to listen to what else they... Is that your style, or was that just a random one-off, Nemo? I'm curious. Because if you make tracks like that, I mean, that's better than... like, you have a good ear. Okay, yeah, so you're into that style for sure. These tracks would do really well. Yeah, you said you do mostly Kanye style tracks. These are way too fire. You need to be on Spotify, bro. Like, they'll definitely be adding you on some playlists. No doubt. No doubt. Do you have, you said, but not many like that? Well, make more like that. That's really what I have to say about that. Moonlight Activated. Chasing, tripping, moon juice. Oh, I get what you're saying, Nemo. Fucking fire. Dude, this is too fire to even not even care about any mixing issues. I like the mix. I like the mix as is. Yeah, I wouldn't touch this. I'd keep this as is and move on to the next. Yeah, for sure the engineer is definitely going to turn down the bass when he gets the track outs for this, but dude, I love it. He's definitely going to need the track outs though, because I could tell that this is a little... Yeah, you have some mastering plugins on there. Yeah, Patrick. Let me try and find it. Yeah, for some reason, I can't write in the chat with my computer. So let me try and do it here. Yeah, I'm gonna let this write out while I work on that. Actually, let me do it through here. Yeah, bro, the composition is fire. This is it. Switch up. That was fire. I love that track. Definitely love that track. The composition was on point. Like I said, like even though it might have had some mixing issues, I still like it as is. I'll just keep it and call it a day and just move on from there. Let's see here. What the hell? Oh, okay. Let's see. Patrick, are you in the Facebook group or or my Facebook page? Because I have to post it in the right chat. BDR, excuse me, BDR, what's up? Did I pick up anything on Black Friday? Well, Black Friday for me won't be until this Friday. So no, I have not yet. But yeah, I have some things in mind. Universe, Cosmos, what's up? Moon Juice, you're welcome. I think you have another track too. Yeah, Patrick, are you in the Facebook group or my Facebook page? Okay. Moonju says, yeah, mix is a problem. I'm using same $20 bullshit and ear headphones because my other one's broke. Yeah, that'll do that for sure. That'll do that. Yeah, $20 headphones. Yeah, if you can't hear, then that's always going to be an issue. Let me see here. Yeah, I'm on my page. So where's... Facebook is so slow on desktop. Like it flies on mobile, but on desktop it's always so slow. All right. Yep, there you go, Patrick. Why did it make that face? That's so weird. Oh, well, on Facebook it doesn't show that face, but in my chat it shows like a weird face that I made, which didn't actually happen. But anyway, let us move on. I think we have another one from Trippy Moon Juice. Starlight Express. That last one sounded like Starlight Express. Shit. Craig says he uses $10 earbuds. Yeah, I was telling someone, as long as you have various systems to mix on, that solves almost all your problems. I have some shitty bookshelf monitors, some Logitech speakers with small sub, and these headphones, and then a vehicle sound system to listen to. So I have multiple sources, and then of course my phone. Yeah, the ARPs and all that, that's dope, but I think I like the first track better. This is a vibe though. Yeah, one thing that your headphones are doing good for you, you're getting your low end right. So, yeah, that's one of the good things about mixing on cheap headphones, and why you want to keep some cheap headphones around, or earbuds around, or some shitty speakers around, because it'll help you get your bass right. If you have, if you're trying to mix your beat or your bass on something like Beats headphones, or something that overproduces the sub frequencies, all the sub is always like all your basses are going to sound good. So you'll end up not making a good enough bass that sounds good on other systems. So if you have, that's why NS10s are so popular, Yamaha NS10s, because their low end is shitty. So by mixing on shitty speakers, you actually end up with a better mix once you get used to what sounds good in shitty speakers. I missed something up here. You said something about a terabyte. Yeah. BDR says, I'm getting myself a 4 terabyte external hard drive to mirror my other backup drive on a good deal. I didn't need anything else, but out of nowhere, Spitfire released a string library for $30. Oh no. I'm going to have to add that to my list too. Yeah, I definitely want to get that now. And I want to get the full version of Synthmaster, and I want to get those extra sublab packs. That's $25. And I want to get the $50 isotope bundle, so that I could finally have Trash 2, because I don't have like a dedicated distortion unit. So I'm literally just getting that just to get Trash 2. Like, I have almost all the other elements plugins that come with it. But $50 for Trash 2 is a deal right there. So what's so perfect about this is timing, because I was going to get the East-West Gold again for strings. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever get East-West stuff, because it's all dated compared to everything else. Craig Doddbeat says, cars are probably the best place to test, in my opinion. As long as you know how normal music sounds on whatever you're using, you can use it as a reference. Yeah, exactly. Any place where you listen to music the most, where you understand what sounds good and what doesn't, that's always going to be your best monitoring system. BDR says, no doubt, man. Yeah, yeah, I've been trying to hold up. Like, I know most of those deals are going on until the 6th of December. So I'm trying to wait and see, because I'm really trying to get a laptop, like a $1,500, $1,800 laptop. So it really just depends. Like, I want to make sure that I don't overspend on, the little things, when what I really need is a good laptop. A good future investment. Throw it away. And speaking of which, speaking of saving money, again, here's 50% off. Oh, shit. Let me just retype it. 50% off. 2020 drum pack. Code in flight 2020 50. And let me copy that. And again, it's 200 sounds, all dedicated to modern trap. It's plug and play, so you don't really have to do any mixing. I showed at the beginning of the stream how to clip your kicks. So the kicks in the pack are meant to be clipped. Yeah, they're designed to for you guys to clip the shit out of them, and then they'll still sound good. Let's see. Yeah, Craig says that's what I need, a good computer. Yeah, I need a good computer so bad. I just entered a contest to win Ozone, to win Omnisphere. So if I get Omnisphere, I'm still not going to use it because I'm not going to put it on this computer. I won't be able to really use it. So I'll end up owning Omnisphere and not even, yeah, not until I get a laptop. I want to build a new tower too. BDR says I need to replace my old laptop too. If I ever needed to work on it, I'd get screwed. 7-year-old Lenovo, yeah. Yeah, for sure. I'll just play this first track, I guess. I hope I win too, but I doubt it. You guys should enter the contest too. Go to ADSR. Yeah, go to adsr.com or echosoundworks.com. Last year I bought all of their packs for $25. They'll probably do that again around Christmas time. You guys know who Melty Cannon is? This sounds like a Melty Cannon track. You're almost charging Melty Cannon prices too. $50 MP3. He charges $100 for an MP3.
Today.
Crafty, what's good? Long time no see, bro. Play the second track. That clap is really thin. It's like all high-end noise. Nice kick roll. But you're charging $7 for a wave lease on this one. And $15 for the exclusive. What are you doing, bro? Yeah, Crafty. The link is in the description to the Discord. And you could submit your tracks to the beat critique section. BDR says you could get a pre-built for like $200 to $300. I'm customizing mine off of HP. I already have mine picked out in terms of all the features that I want and whatnot. I actually like the first track better. Apparently you did too, since you're charging 10 times the amount for this one. Yeah, I felt like the first one had a better vibe. David Treasure says, I got Waves Flow Motion, but it kills my CPU. I don't use it. Yeah, bro, like I had, I got, what's it called? H-Comp, their H compressor for free. They did like a giveaway about a year ago. Can't use it. Like, first of all, it literally takes, I kid you not, no less than 3 to 4 minutes for it to load on FL Studio. And then after it does load, it kills my CPU. So I have no idea how good that thing sounds or how bad it sounds or whatever, because I can't hear it due to all the crackling. So yeah. Surprisingly, I did decide to buy a Waves plugin after that anyway. The Sheps Omni channel. That was a good investment. 1, it's good on CPU. 2, it loads right away. And 3, that's probably the best effects plugin that I own in terms of mixing. I use it on the master sometimes too. That thing is just... It's like all their good plugins all in one unit, if you ask me. And on top of that, I only paid $30 for it. So now they have a crazy sale going on. I mean, they always have crazy sales going on where you get plugins for like $30, $20. That one is still $100. So I'm pretty sure around Christmas time, they'll probably drop it back down. But I think their sale last year for $30 on that plugin went so well that they'll probably never have it at $30 again, because it's definitely worth $100. I would still pay $100 for it, at least. That thing's fire. I'd say hands down it's the best plugin I own. And I don't even use it that often, to be honest. I still use stock plugins more than anything else. Like Maximus is no joke. Maximus is killer. Maximus and yeah, I'd say my favorite 2 third-party plugins are the Sheps Omni channel. He's my favorite mixer, by the way. He also mixes in headphones, just like I do. Yeah, Sheps Omni channel and anything from Isotope is fire. Specifically their mastering stuff, Ozone. All the music that you heard from my Soundclick, all that was mastered with Ozone 4. Mastered with Ozone 4, and the drums were all done on FL Studio 6. BDR says, I have Hey, what's up, Mozilla? Mozilla Beats. What's going on? BDR says, I have an HP Elite mid-tower with an i7, 16 gigabytes of RAM, 7200 hard drive. Yeah, that has to be a minimum for sure. Solid state for GPU. Or solid state and GPU. How big was your solid state drive? Crafty says, I've been using Maximus recently. It's fire. Yeah, it's FL Studio's best effect plugin for sure. Moonju says, T-Rex bundle is dope. Yeah, their clipper is like their most popular thing. First time I paid attention to the T-Rex clipper was Taz Taylor. He put everyone on that. I feel like Taz Taylor made T-Rex a shitload of money. What does Maximus do? King Ace asks. It's a mastering plugin, but you could also use it for mixing. I actually planned on doing a video where I make a beat and all of the mixing and mastering is done with only Maximus, where I only use Maximus. And I actually had 2 videos like that planned. One where I use only Maximus and another one where I only use Fruity Love Filter. I'll let you guys think about that for a minute. Madison says, I got the Isotope bundle through Plugin Boutique and it's so nice. Awesome. Yeah, apparently a lot of people did off of my Black Friday video, because I just recently became a Plugin Boutique affiliate, and I was shocked how many people actually... Man, I made Plugin Boutique some money, because I made some money. I was like, Jesus Christ. Like, I didn't think that video would do what it did, especially since I didn't share it the way that I share most of my other videos. Just because I thought it was like too... I didn't want people to think that I'm trying to like sell them something. Like, those were plugins that I literally planned on buying or already have. So, like, plugins that I literally recommend people own, especially if you're just starting out. The Second Perspective, what's up, bro? Any advice on drum patterns? Yeah, check out my my drum bounce tutorial, and I have another one coming out where I'm gonna take some clips from Jay-Z's interviews and videos, which I did in that video too, but I'm going to take it a step further. Like, I have a parody series where I'm going to take clips of like interviews from like Kanye West and Deadmau5, Jay-Z, and I think one other guy. And I'm just going to make videos as if I'm talking on the phone with them and giving them advice on mixing. But yeah, check out that video. When I use a loop, I get stuck on the loops. I don't know what steps to do on. You take on a melody loop to turn it into a full song. Yeah, I probably need to do a video on working on loops, because I usually make my melodies from scratch. So yeah, now that I have my drum pack with there's 20 oh, we're about to hit 30, y'all. We're about to hit 30. That's what I wanted. My goal for this stream was to hit 30 viewers. But yeah, what was I saying? What the hell was I saying? Oh yeah, so my drum pack, and by the way, speaking of my drum pack, here's 50% off for you guys. There's 20 sample loops in there, so I plan on showing you guys how to use or make beats with only my drum pack. Because that's actually what I'm doing for the whole rest of the year. I'm only using drums from my drum pack for the whole rest of the year. Patrick says, soft clip compression is best with Maximus, but low cut 20 is evil bad. Always that off, especially with bass. You know, funny you should say that. So I have a Maximus video where I show like what settings to turn on. Like a lot of people forget to turn on linear phase filters. So first do that first, and then you won't notice that low cut being bad. But that being said, I still don't use that low cut in Maximus, but I'm just saying, like, if you did use that low cut, it wouldn't be as bad if you used the linear phase filters. But I tend to cut the low end off of my 808s and kicks at least below 20, but sometimes I go all the way up to 30 or 33, 34, depends on the track. David Treasure says, I have Ozone 8 standard and can't use that either. I need a new computer. Yeah, Ozone 8, when you're using the full version, yeah. Because even with Ozone Elements, it runs my computer ragged. So I switch my PPQ all the way down to 24. I turn up my buffer all the way up. And yeah, because I don't like to master the WAV file. What I should be doing is exporting my beat and then just mastering the 2-track. But I like to have my master with the mix. That way, if I need to make any adjustments in the mix, I can do that. I mean, that's the advantage of doing everything yourself. So you kind of lose that advantage by acting like you're not the mastering engineer and the mix engineer. When you're the same person, you might as well do it all in one thing. But some people have different opinions on that, so that's them, you know. Takid, what's up? David Treasure, the link to the pack is in the description. The link to the pack is in the description. But again, it's geared towards modern trap. I know you do a lot of reggae, dancehall, tropical, more. Your style is very different from mine, so keep that in mind. That's not to say that you won't be able to use the kicks and the claps. Actually, the kicks and the claps and the snares would actually work pretty good for you. But I feel like you might have some trouble with the bass that I have in that pack, because it's all dedicated towards trap. Same thing with the sample loops. It's all trap sample loops. King Ace. Yeah, boys, we hit 30, 31. 31 watching. So we have 31 watching. Some people on Facebook, some people on my Facebook page, some people on my Facebook group. We have people on Twitch. We have people on both of my YouTube channels. Combined for 31. I appreciate all of your support. And again, for anyone that wants to purchase my kit, 200 sounds, link in the bio. And here's a 50% off discount code. Happy Thanksgiving, y'all. Avidus, welcome back. Avidus asks, which VST is the main loop? That's a good question, because I like that melody. Electra, that's, yeah. Yeah, good sound selection. Everything was pretty well balanced. Yeah, everything's hitting nice. Yeah, that's a great track, King Ace. Yeah, I don't have anything bad to say about that at all. Good composition. And it sounds different, too. It doesn't sound like a typical, anything else that's out there. I mean, I'm sure you could find something that's similar to it, for sure. But, yeah, it's not your everyday, what everyone else is making all the time. I really like that track. Yeah, man, Electra, I need to get that. Because out of all the synths out there, in that price range, those $200 synths, you have Electra, you have Serum, you have Pigments, you have Dune, you have Zebra. Zebra is definitely something that I really want to get because I'm trying to get into film composition. But Electra, out of all those synths, is the only one that really sounds like... It seems like it's the easiest to get urban type of sounds. Like modern trap type of sounds. So yeah, I wish I did have Electra. But yeah, I'm just not ready. Like, I'll buy Zebra before I buy Electra, though. Yeah, King A says Electra is by far his favorite synth. Yeah, I'd say it's my favorite synth, and I don't even own it. So, yeah. Yeah, it's my favorite one that I've heard. And on top of that, oh, yeah, Hive is underrated. Yeah, all of URS Heckman's stuff is underrated. That's who Yuhi is. URS Heckman. Yuhi. Yeah, Hive is underrated as hell. There was something else I was going to say. Oh, yeah, so, yeah, another thing that I like about Electra, it has... the best ARPs in the world by far. Like the way that Tone 2 does their ARPs, I have a Firebird, so it has like a small little bank of ARPs. Like their formula for how they do ARPs is the best in the world. Like all you have to do is just play a chord and it just makes these dope ass rhythms, like just automatic. Like everything sounds good. Everything sounds so good. Like, they know what they're doing with their ARPs. Like, if you use ARPs in anything else, it's always basic-ass shit. And then anything like Omnisphere or even Zebra, where you could do, like, more complicated ARPs, like, there aren't good presets where they really take advantage of it. So, like, you really had to work hard to get dope ARPs going in there. But Electra, just from the presets, like, it's just right away. Like, those ARPs are fire right out the box. King A says, really good for trap like Pierre Bourne. Yeah, exactly. Definitely that vibe. Trippy Moon Juice says, Diva, Silent, Dune 3. Yeah, Diva is sick. Hive, Electra is where it's at. Diva is sick. That's why I actually want to get, like if I get anything from Yuhi, it will be Zebra. And that's because they have the filters. If you get the Hans Zimmer version, they have the filters from Diva inside of Zebra. And the thing that makes Diva so special are the filters. Like, that's how I judge every synth. Like, how good are the oscillators and how good are the filters? And really, I judge the filters more than the oscillators. Like, people love Serum because it has like 0 aliasing in their oscillators, but I could care less. Like, I don't mind aliasing. What I care more about is like how good your filters are. And don't get me wrong, Serum does have good filters, but it takes a lot more work to get the sounds that I'm looking for in a Serum versus a Zebra or a Diva or even Arturia Pigments. Like Arturia is definitely known for their filters too. Dune 3 actually has some dope analog filters too. Synthmaster, that's why I want to get Synthmaster, because it's really cheap and it actually has world-class sounding filters in it too. Just from the Synthmaster player, messing around with that, like, their presets are dope for trap. BDR says, wait, let me scroll up here. Oh, no, yeah, King Ace, that's not true. I think Moonjuice was just saying in general. But no, yeah, Silent, Dune, and Elektra are made by different people. Silent is made by Leonard Digital. Dune, I forget who makes Dune. Elektra is Tone 2. Nobody Likes You says, has anyone listened to Pierre Bourne's beats? Yeah. I think we all have. BDR says Zebra is underrated for beat makers, but in sound design circles, it's seen as the way producer community talks about Elektra or Omnisphere. That's a spot-on description of Zebra. Spot on. Vida says Diva is sick, but CPU hungry. Exactly. That's why I will never own Diva. Zebra, on the other hand, is very CPU efficient, especially for the sounds that you get out of it. It's super CPU efficient, and it has the features of Diva inside of it that I like. So, yeah, I would never own Diva over Zebra. I always want to call it Zebra because I'm pretty sure that's how the owner pronounces it. I'm pretty sure he calls it Zebra instead of Zebra. Anyway, Moonju says Silent is from someone different. Yeah. You called him Ace, but there's a plugin called Ace, which stands for All Cables Everywhere. Yuhi makes that plugin. So they make Ace, All Cables Everywhere. They make Diva. They make Basil. They make Zebra, whatever. Abdul Doyle asks, is Massive any good? The new Massive, from what I've heard and what I've seen, is great. If I was into, which I am into, EDM, that's the one that I would pick over Serum, just because no one's really using Massive. But my computer is so old, I can't even use Massive, so I definitely won't be buying it anytime. Like, it requires a new computer. Moonjuice is commenting on how warm Diva is. Yeah. Let's get back to these critiques, because I just lost some viewers, for sure. Craig Dubb. Back at it. Nobody Likes You ask, hey, Inflight, can you speak on my theory of lacing music via specific frequencies, like binaural beats? Yeah, my opinion on binaural beats is that it's all hocus pocus. It's not really true. Basically, if you take any droning frequency at all, it's going to create those type of sensations. Like, there aren't specific frequencies that create that, whatever. But of course, if you go too high, too high pitched or too low pitched, you could cause, ear fatigue, headaches, stuff like that. So yeah, you want you know, just use your ears, and whatever sounds good is going to sound good. Whatever you think sounds good, sounds good. Yeah, that's what I have to say about Barnwell Beats. Diva is high quality stuff. Those guys are good at making synths for sure. Ibrahim, Synthmaster Player was offered free a while back. I got it for $0. It's still free. They have 2 different versions of Synthmaster Player. The problem with the free version, or it's not really a problem, but it has less presets than the paid version, and on top of that, you can't do any upgrades with the free player. So right now, they have a deal going on where you can upgrade your Synthmaster Player to the full version of Synthmaster for like 20 or 30 bucks, depending on which version of Synthmaster that you get. I believe if you get Synthmaster 1, it's 20 bucks. If you get Synthmaster, the full version, it's 30 bucks. Or you could do the entire bundle for 50 bucks. So yeah, that's the advantage of getting the paid player. I got the paid player for 5 bucks. I believe right now it's 9 bucks. Trippy Moon Juice says Dune is tone 2 also. Okay. I'm gonna look that up. No, actually, I remember who makes Dune. It's Synapse Audio. Yeah, Dune is made by Synapse Audio, not Tone 2. My computer is going nuts right now. Let me close FL Studio. Yeah, I just looked it up, actually. Yeah, Dune 3 is made by Synapse Audio. Zapcon, what's up? Hi, Ian. I was wondering if you had any personal projects you're working on, or do you mainly focus on selling beats and keep... Let me scroll down here. My chat's frozen. Let me refresh the chat. Oh, there we go. I just missed a bunch of comments, I think. Craig. The mix, there's nothing wrong with the mixing. I just feel like the sound selection wasn't as good as your last track. Like these sounds kind of sound a little dated compared to your last track. So I'd still say that that last track that you had was better. But in terms of the mixing, there's really no issues. But specifically like the synth sound in there, the synth plucks, and the chorus. And even the bells a little bit. But the bells could be a part of the vibe for sure. Yeah, I just missed all of the... everything that you guys just said. That sucks. Yeah, I had to refresh the chat and there's no... let me just drag this window over and try and read. I cannot read that. I see someone talking about Nexus. I know Nexus 3 is about to drop, but I doubt I ever get Nexus. I doubt it. It's too expensive, you know, for to get all the sounds that you actually need to make it sound good. Because Nexus itself is not enough, I feel like. Am I working on any projects? Yeah, I'm working with a few artists to drop 2 EPs. One is for One is called Why to Sleep, and the other one is called Falling Awake. The Why to Sleep EP is based off of just really chilled, laid back music with some dope vocals. And the Falling Awake EP is geared towards EDM. So I'll have a lot of heavy effects on the vocals with that one. Both of the EPs are 10 tracks, so 20 tracks total. They'll come out months apart, and then I'll be doing those same projects in LP version, and both of those will be 20 tracks. So at the moment, I'm still looking for more artists. I would love to have 10 different artists for these EPs. Right now I have about 5. So I'm looking for 5 more artists that I want to work with. And then on the LPs, they'll get 2 tracks, those same artists. So I want to keep working with those artists and build them up. Because, basically my goal is to make these artists so popular that they don't even think twice about signing a deal with anybody. They'll just make too much money off of streaming. So that's my goal. And then from there, I could teach you guys how I did it for free, because I don't want to charge you guys like some people are doing when it comes to that. When it comes to the business side, what I will do though is once I figure out how to do that, I'll charge people at the labels on how I do my business. But outside of that, where are we at? Jimmy, 1, 2, 3. But yeah, outside of that, yeah, I'm just trying to build up my own community of artists and producers to where they don't really need any outside help. Make our own music videos and just make all the money ourselves. King A says, gotta go, see you later. Thanks for tuning in. Again, we do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 5 p.m. United States Eastern Time. So I will see you guys on Friday if anyone else decides to check out. And let me go ahead and paste this once again. 50% off the Inflightmuzik 2020 drum pack. Use the code INFLIGHT202050. 200 sounds, all dedicated to modern trap production. Yeah, don't be afraid to repeat anything that you guys said earlier, because I missed a ton of comments in the chat because I had to refresh my chat. Jimmy, this is nice and smooth. I like it. Nice and chill. Oh, Craig, I forgot to like and comment on your YouTube video. I like what you're trying to do with the toms. Maybe pan those left and right a little bit. Switch up the which toms that you're using. They kind of sound out of place in terms of the tone of those toms, but yeah. And they're coming in a little too often. If you want the toms to play that often, you might want to switch up the pattern of those toms a little bit. Isnard Beats, what's going on? But good quality track for sure. Good quality track. I would just move on to the next one, to be honest. That's what I really tell people, like, you know, don't go back and try and fix an old track. Just make a new one. Just make a new one. You're usually better off. SoundCloud link from Critter. And let me go ahead and like Craig's track here. Craig, are you still in here? What track do you want me to play here? Let's just play the first one. Damn, it's cold in here. What city is that? Louisville. It's one of my favorite cities. Used to make trips down there just to party. Oh, okay, Madison, this is you. All right. Hey, Madison, it was you that was asking about your, was it you asking about your kicks or 808s? Hey, just got another purchase. We've gotten a few purchases throughout the stream. I appreciate all those purchases for the 2020 drum kit. Definitely enjoy. We're getting a little distortion. So it literally sounds like you're not even using a kick. Yeah, it literally, I could hear it right there, but yeah, I actually know exactly what's going on. So you're getting phase cancellation with your kick and your 808. So go into your project and actually I'll just show you. Yeah, you're getting heavy phase cancellation. So for anyone that doesn't want to sidechain their kicks and 808s, when you're layering, when you have an 808 playing at the same time as your kick, so like right there, let me turn this up. So one's going to sound better than the other. So right here, you want to go in and reverse the polarity and just listen to whether or not the kick punches harder or not. So you could hear like how there's like softness, and here there's like a weird flabby thing that happens. So you don't want that flabbiness. You just want a solid hit. So even though this is softer, it's still better than this. So that one's louder, but it's flabby. So what you want to do is go to where we have it right now, where it just sounds solid in the middle, and then turn down your 808 and let your kick punch. And don't be afraid to turn up your kick either. Right now we're nowhere near clipping, so I'll just increase that. So yeah, you can hear that kick is booming, and we're not clipping. We're below 0. So if we flip that phase and go back to where we were, which is how your kick is hitting right now, you could hear like this flabbiness going on the tail end of that kick. Also, another thing that you could do, you could go in to your 808. And again, this is for people that aren't sidechaining. You can delay the 808 a little bit. So you could go in here and use this knob right here where it says sample start. Oh, wait a minute. Never mind. Go in where it says shift in the time knob under the wrench tool. And you just back this up a little bit. Don't go too far, because if you go too far, then you're going to hear a huge delay. Actually, that sounds fire right there. But if you go like way out here, you hear how like there's that huge delay. Yeah, you really want it right around where we had it. And then you get some pop and punch to your 808. Moonjuice asked, who made the artwork for my drum kit? That was Raphael, also known as Kozu in the Discord. I wish he was in the chat now. He's usually here every week. But yeah, I'll get him to... let me actually post that right now. He's a graphic designer, guys. So not only is he fire at making beats, he also does graphic design. So let me go into the self-promo tab. So yeah, he's also the guy that did this for you guys. So if you scroll up to the tips and tricks section, he's Raphael right here. He listed out his leveling for... Shit, hold on. Can't see the chat. He listed out the leveling for his beats, and we're going to listen to one of his beats. Oh, he is here. Oh, geez. But yeah, he listed... Yeah, bro, people want to know about your sound design. So, yeah, if you guys are looking to, throw Raphael some cash, he does really great work. So hook him up for sure. But yeah, he listed all the leveling for his tracks. We're going to listen to a couple of his tracks here in a second. But yeah, if you want to get clean leveling, here it is. This is just a guideline, just basic principles of like the difference in the levels that you want in general. And then according to your track, according to what sounds you selected, you can adjust from there. And he also posted... speaking of kicks, this photo right here, where he's showing his compression on his kicks and his EQing. So I mentioned earlier how I like to cut out some of the low end on my 808s and kicks. He's doing the same thing right here on his kick. So this lets the 808 breathe. So that's another thing that you could be looking at, Madison. Sometimes the real reason you get that phasing issue is because you got too much low end on your kick and it cancels out the frequencies on your 808. So if you cut out those frequencies, this one's pretty extreme. Sometimes I don't go, actually a lot of times I don't go quite this high. So this is cutting right around, what is that? Looks like 50 hertz. Like I said, I usually go like 30, maybe 40 on a kick, but we're going to listen to some of his beats and you'll hear that it's nice and clean and it hits nice and loud. So that's another option that you could be looking at. Oh, good call, BDR. Yeah, it does remind me of some Labs artwork for sure. For sure. But yeah, Raphael could hook you up with some graphic design for sure. Madison says, awesome info. Thank you. No problem. Insard Beats asks, bro, do you know a good VST for trap bass lines? Are you, to be clear, are you saying like that makes the bass line for you, like the MIDI? Or are you saying you're looking for trap basses that aren't 808s and you're looking for like synth basses? Or are you saying good VSTs for just trap 808s? Those are three different things. So let me know what you're looking for and I could give you tips for all three on where to look for VSTs. Trippy Moonju says, this is way too far, 30 at most. Well, we're going to listen to his track and you guys be the judge. At the end of the day, you always just use your ears, saying, giving out specific numbers. Like the reason I said these are general guidelines and don't use these exact numbers is because of what you just said right there. Saying like 30 is too far or whatever, like that might not always be the case. So you really have to use your ears in situations like this, especially when it comes to low end. especially when it comes to low end. And we'll prove it to you here in a second. I think we were in the middle of a track here. Oh, Raphael just submitted another track. So, Raphael, I'm going to play your second track, and maybe your third track, just so that people realize like how good you are. He just started making beats. You'll hear that his beats sound like he's been making beats for years, but that's because he's been making music for years. He's really good at piano, so he's really good at composition. So he's just at a point where he's getting into making beats, and he really got good at the mixing aspect, which is all that you have left after you're good at the composition part. And that's how I got started too. Like, I started out with the composition, and then I learned the mixing and mastering and all that stuff way down the road later on. So, and Moonju says, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, what sounds good is good. And like I said, we're going to prove it here in a second. All right, David Treasure, Jack Part 2. Where's the audio? There it is. Oh, shit. This sounds different from your usual stuff. Definitely a lot more of hip-hop vibe to it. You have a really round sounding kick. Like, this track would be fire if you had like a really hard hitting kick. It would totally change the vibe of it, but I feel like it would really bring it up to another level. I like the little ear candy you have going on with those little bells, or high-end keys, I should say. Yeah, you could still hear your inspiration from your usual sound with the keys that you did choose, so I like that. I like that reverse effect that you threw in there too. Yeah, bro, man, I feel like out of everyone that has consistently submitted beats, by the way, did you make this recently? But anyway, I feel like out of everyone that has been consistent at submitting beats, like, your beats have gotten better more than anyone else's, if that makes sense. Like, I felt like at the beginning, the first beats that I heard from you they definitely weren't this good. That's how I feel. And then I just remembered the second or third round of me listening. Man, my ear is like bothering the heck out of me. I remember the second or third round of me listening to your tracks. They improved quite a bit. And then just this past week, last week, and then this beat included, like, it was a step up above that too. But yeah, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Because I remember I think it was that first week or maybe the second week where I was just like, I felt like we were hearing like a lot of different sides to your music. And once we started hearing the more dancehall type beats, I felt like, I know me personally, I was like, yeah, that's definitely what you should focus on, because you definitely have your ear geared towards that. Like, you have a good ear for that. But yeah, keep doing your thing, man. I really like that this kind of sounded different from the dancehall stuff, but it still had the quality of the other tracks that you were doing. So yeah, man, I could definitely hear improvement on what you're doing.
Tom, kid, back up on the beat.
Old school vibes, but modern at the same time. Man, the only the only thing I didn't like about the track was that it's only 50 seconds long. Man. Fire. That was fire. It was too short. It's too short. Want some yeah, I wouldn't mind a 3-minute version of that with some arrangement for sure. But yeah, that smacked. Had a really nice old school vibe to it. You're always really good with the swing on your tracks, Kid. You always got that swing. And I think you being a rapper, that helps a lot too, because you know how to like put pockets in your music. I feel like that's something that a lot of trap producers miss, because they'll see, I'm not going to name any names, but they'll see a lot of people make these tutorials and everything's on the grid and just straight. And that's cool. You can definitely create pockets with that. But man, like a lot of my tracks, I always add a little bit of delay or a little bit of swing just to get things moving around a little bit. And I kind of pride myself in being able to hear a flow too. So I always try and create a pocket for rappers. It's just easier to get a nice groove or something that's different if you just add a little bit of something to it, to where it doesn't sound like it was made on a computer. But there's some producers out there that keep their drums on a grid, and then they'll get most of their swing from their samples or their melodies. I know like Cash Money AP, he does a lot of that. Cody, he does a lot of that with the way that they chop their loops. Just adding a little bit of attack to each sample chop adds a little delay, so that creates a groove too. So your groove doesn't always have to come from just the drums. It could come out of the melody too. BDR says, just out of curiosity, what that template you pulled up, do you normally have your plugins loaded into them before you start? I used to, but not anymore. Back when I did, it was all stock plugins, and a lot of those were actually just samples. So I was using, let me actually give you an example. I think I still have the template. I think it's called full. Yeah, full template. So I'll show you the best. Well, actually, now that I've went through the stock sounds a little bit more, there's some better stock sounds too. See how long it takes to load? That's why I don't do it anymore. So this lead is 3x oscillator. Let me actually switch to it. The 808 in here is Spins 808. This synth bass is 3x oscillator. I keep doing that. 3x oscillator. Here we go. This bass is the hip hop 3 bass. Sounds almost like a real bass. Let me turn this up too. This lead, again, 3x oscillator. This pad is a sample, I believe. Yep. And all of these are stock in FL Studio. And then usually I would go in here and adjust the filters. You can see it's adjusted a little bit. I really love the SVF low pass. I like using samples like that because it's low on CPU. This synth, another 3x oscillator. Bells, 3x oscillator. It used to be 3x oscillator. There's a good bell in 3x oscillator. So this is a sample from the free Kiko drum kit. This flute is is citrus. This guitar, direct wave. Let's see what else we got. Again, you can find all these in FL Studio. Plux, art. Piano, I believe, is direct wave. Nope, FL keys. Check out my FL keys tutorial where I went over some techniques that I believe Takid used. He inspired that tutorial from our last beat critique because we listened to his keys and we're like, what is that? And it was FL keys. Organ, 3x oscillator. That ain't no organ. I don't know what I'm doing there. Brass. That ain't no brass either. Strings. This is a sample, I believe. Yep. Vox. Direct wave. With some filtering on. Random drone sound. Atmosphere sound. And noise. I believe the drone and the noise and the atmosphere, those are from some kits. So I don't believe those are stock. Let's see. Isnard Beats says, I want that bass preset. Download, if you, actually, let me post this. If you get my kit, I have a whole bunch of those that I sampled from all of my different bass presets. And also, if you follow me on IG and go to my my bio, there's a link at the very bottom for five more presets too. And also I have a tutorial on how I made these in 3x oscillator. So definitely check out that tutorial. Zapcon says, I stopped using templates, felt they inhibited more than they sped up my workflow. They definitely can. Isnard Beats says, how do I get it? Yeah, from what I just said. Trippy Moon Juice says that pad sounds dope as fuck. Let me go ahead and play a beat while I read through these. I skipped this one, and I almost skipped it again. Oh, man. This synth sounds really dated. Madison says, gotta head out. Thanks for the stream. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you too, Madison. And Isnard, if you want to stick around, I'll show you how I made these in 3x Oscillator real quick too. BDR says, the only thing they did right with 12 was docked 4 mixer sends on startup. BDR says, so you have the stock plugins preloaded in your template. Thanks. That was my old template. Yeah, now I just have one instance of Patcher. So, one instance of Patcher, and then I have all my drums loaded up. Which I gotta switch out with my drum kit now. Thanks for reminding me. Isnar Beats says, I gotta explore more stock plugins. That's actually the main topic of my entire YouTube channel. Almost. Yeah, some of the leveling is off in this beat. So the 808's really low. The kick is almost non-existent. All the drums are like way too low and the melodies are too loud. You gotta like switch those. Yeah, you have this sweeping synth that's like a little too busy. It's a little distracting from the main melodies. But I like the ideas that you have going on in terms of the composition. I always appreciate people that really work at trying to make the composition themselves. So I definitely appreciate that. Oh, Isnard Beats, is this you? Oh, no, it's not. This is Isnard right here. And then we have just 2 left after that. And then I'll show Isnard how to make synth basses. Kick hits nice and hard. Good levels. Clap is a little dry. I like the detune on the bells. David Treasure says, my Flex tune was made with just the Flex plugin. That's dope, that's dope. Flex runs too heavy on CPU on my computer. BDR says, I'm going to make a second template for sure. I had the habit of using 70% of the same sounds, I know. I know some people don't like the panned kicks and 808s, but I like them. Really got to ask a rapper about that. See if they like it or not. Then really base your track around that versus a producer. Turn up that counter melody that just came in. I felt like it sounded too dope to just leave in the background. But yeah, I like the track for sure. All right, guys, this is Raphael. So this is his 6th beat ever. He's the guy that posted in the tips and tricks section his kick formula and his basic leveling guide. You hear how hard that kick is hitting? You got a DaBaby type beat. You can hear the nice amount of reverb. It's not overdone. It's just right where you want it. See, not a lot of crazy sounds going everywhere, just really good composed melodies. So yeah, he kept that one really simple. I wish there was a way to like scroll up to the top really fast. You know what I'm gonna do, Raphael? I'm gonna download your beat so that I don't ever have to scroll up to the top here. Because I do this like every other stream, I swear. And I'm like, hey guys, listen to this. I feel like I'm never going to find it. We've had so many submissions now since then. Here we go. Yeah, I'm going to download this. So this is the 2nd beat he ever made. Oh, crap. I don't know why it stopped, but hey, you guys get the idea, right? I think you guys get the idea. So yeah, it's not like his kick disappeared or anything. You guys could hear his kick loud and clear in both of those tracks. So yeah, always use your ears. DeLaser says, thanks for honest good opinion. Don't know about bass and kick too low. Maybe you might have been right, but you've had your system running on at least 50 to 80% low volume, making a listened track at yours on 100% would have been right, even as I believe the volume knob on the website was set to 80%. Thanks for fantastic feedback. It might even help to figure out on the volume settings that can be edited inside the website code. Might give hint to proceed better. Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks much. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I compare all the beats right around the same volume level according to my ears. But yeah, that wasn't a case of listening too low. In fact, many times you do want to listen low so that you can hear those problems. But if I were to turn it up, it wasn't that anything was low in volume in terms of just overall volume. It was low in volume compared to the other sounds. So it's all relative according to the other sounds that you're hearing. That's why I said the instruments and the drums needed to be switched. So the volume that your instruments were at versus the volume that your drums were at, those needed to be flipped. So it's all relative. So that's why listening at a low volume can actually point those things out. Yeah, Kid says 808 slides are dope. Mix is really good. How he do it? Yeah, Raphael just pointed him out to the tips and tricks. Go to the very top of tips and tricks on Discord, and he has his leveling right there. The thing about the one thing that I mentioned about his reverb, though, that's really a lot. That's going to play a big role too, because people either use too little or too much reverb. I would actually go as far to say this, that Raphael is the only person in all the beat submissions that we've ever had that has nailed reverb, that really hit the reverb exactly where it should be. But also reverb is a personal taste type thing. So I understand if people don't want a lot of ambience, or, you know, a lot of people will think a hard hitting track will have less reverb, which does happen. But I feel like when you do reverb right, it's always going to sound better than not having reverb at all. So let's get into the synth bass. So you're wondering how to make this. Yeah, good headphones definitely help for sure. Your listening environment is the most important thing when it comes to mixing. So if you pull up 3X Oscillator, you'll see this right here. So this is the sampler inside of 3X Oscillator that no one really talks about. So you'll notice that this icon is the same as this icon right there. So that'll take you into the sampler settings. And right here we have a basic one cycle wave shape. And you could find these, actually if I just click this button right here, it'll take me right into where these are located. Actually, that didn't do it. So I'm going to have to do this manually. But if you go into your FL Studio packs and you go into Legacy, I believe. No. Instruments. No. Shapes. Yeah. So if you go to FL Studio packs and go into shapes, you'll see these high quality shapes and miscellaneous shapes. All of these are single cycle waveforms. So you could take these and drag them in here. This one is ramp. High quality ramp. So you just drag this in there, and you'll notice that the first oscillator I have, I'll really just pay attention to these settings because I use these settings on all my synth basses pretty much, but you can adjust them a little bit. We'll take a listen to what it sounds like if we adjust it. But yeah, the top oscillator is set to just the normal pitch, and then we have two oscillators that are pitched down, and then I have them panned slightly to the left and right of each other. And this one's really high in volume. Let me adjust that volume there. I don't know why these are different volumes. So let's play around with this a little bit. Yeah, that's dope. So yeah, with none of those extra oscillators, I have both of the other oscillators turned all the way down, and this is what we get. So this top oscillator is creating that top sound. This phase offset is just rotating where the beginning of the rotation is rotating where the beginning of the wave cycle starts. So the more differences that you have with these phase offsets, the more variety you're going to get in your bass. So you won't really notice a difference with it playing by itself, but as soon as you start adding these other oscillators in, you'll start hearing a lot more movement. And then, another thing that I did was adjust the fine tuning of these just to adjust the pitch just a little bit. And then this lowest oscillator has the pitch right in the middle so that we are actually hitting exactly the main pitch of the key. See how we could hear the bass moving around? So yeah, I've done that hundreds of times, literally, where I made all kinds of different basses. If we go into my 808s and my synth bass collection, these are all synth basses that I've, well, not all these. Hold on. Actually, let me go into my old folder. Projects, my drums, 808s, synth basses. So yeah, I've made over 137 different synth basses. Just using this technique with different one cycle samples. And then I've actually left a lot of these alone. So just to let you hear the differences. Sometimes I have trouble. But yeah, you get it. BDR says, as you said earlier, car speakers are a great way to reference. I currently don't have that option, but I do reference on multiple sources: closed backs, open backs, earbuds, PC speakers, and of course, monitor. Dope. Tal Uno 62. Tal Uno 62 is a free one, huh? Yeah, Tal Uno is a badass vintage analog synth. And yeah, those synths are crazy. I didn't know they had a free version. Yeah, LX is their paid version. So they have a 60 version and a 62 version. My God. Thank you, Raphael. So I'll be downloading this now. And yeah, you're totally right. They do have dope basses. Yeah, it's really easy to design basses in Tal Uno. I can't remember which of these is from Tal Uno LX. Let's see, that's hybrid, that's alpha. I think that's silent. Yeah, I don't remember. What else was I about to say? Let me post my discount code again, just in case, because we are about to end the stream here. 50% off, 200 sounds dedicated to modern trap for the 2020 Inflightmuzik drum pack. Download it today. This discount code will end as soon as the stream ends. Let's see. Yeah, Isnard says, was looking for a new bass plugin. No, I don't need it. Bro, nice gems. No problem, man. Tal Noisemaker and Synth 1 are the highest rated free synths. Yeah, Synth 1 is the highest rated, I believe. It has the most presets out of all the free stuff, too. Raphael says, I'm impressed on how you achieved the ass on FL Studio. Patrick says, there's actually those who make dynamic tracks. They are so hard to make sense. Few small things really depend on the product. All that is mixed out on track might not be dynamic, but will sound good. The less volume adjustments are in fact needed. Even after you start using 50 to 100 parametric EQs on your track, you can still hear 2 to 3 problems, but for tracks without any EQ on it might sound good for many, but you don't get the more desired sound. I fully don't know what I said actually is real, but I've been listening on beginners contra crazy beats and best producers. The more details you edit, the more you actually need to do. Yeah, I'm kind of lost. I'm not sure exactly what you're saying. But yeah, the more details that you edit, the more you are doing. So it's kind of a circle there. Raphael says, oh, I'm impressed how you did bass in FL Studio. Well, when you said ass, I thought you meant like low end. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. David Treasure says Helm is dope and free. Yeah, I remember using Helm back in the day. I really didn't like it, to be honest, but yeah. I know a lot of people do like it, so. Nonsense, off the conscience. Have you tried Babylon? No, I haven't. Isn't that like a really cheap plugin boutique VST? Yeah, I don't think I'll ever be purchasing that one. Some other dope free VSTs. Plugin database, generators. These are the ones that I use. If I go to my extras, bass. This acoustic bass is direct wave. Ample bass is a free bass from Ample Guitars. It's really dope. Classic 80, that's direct wave here in FL Studio. Ibanez, direct wave here in FL Studio. SI bass guitar, this is from Cakewalk, another free guitar. Slap, free, direct wave. Sublab. This is what I was going to recommend to you for 808s. Actually, a lot of my 808s in my pack was made with Sublab. And Temptated. What is this? I don't even know what this is. Oh, direct wave. But yeah, out of all the bass plugins I've ever used in my life, Sublab is the best, for sure. Watch my Black Friday video. I kind of go over some of the features, for sure. Guitars, Ample Guitar, another free guitar. Direct wave. Dynamic Guitars is probably my favorite free guitar. Fruity Slayer. Jazz, that's direct wave, direct wave, direct wave, direct wave. All these are direct wave. Keyboards. Ample Cloud Drum, that's free. A Closed Grand, that's direct wave. Electric, direct wave. FL Keys, Grand Piano, all those are FL Studio direct wave. Keyzone Classic, probably the best free piano out there. Rhodes, that's FL Studio direct wave. SI Electric Piano, that's from Cakewalk, free. Studio Grand, direct wave. And Sweet Case EP, this is free from Noise Ash, I think. I believe this is from Noise Ash. It's taking a while for it to load up. Yeah, it's from Noise Ash. Yeah, it sounds pretty good. Orchestral stuff. Here's some sauce right here. Well, everyone knows about Labs Now. I talk about it like every other video. Redtron. So this is where I get all of my Mellotron sounds from. It's a Mellotron emulation. Hey, anyone know how long I've been streaming for? I have no idea. We're about to end it here, though. Yep, Redtron for all your Mellotron needs. And it comes with quite a few presets. Three hours? Cool, cool. Yeah, I think we've given people plenty of times to purchase the kit. So yeah, brass violins, cellos, string sections, woodwinds. Love Redtron. Only problem with it is that it's 32-bit. So if you guys are only into 64-bit plugins, yeah. Extra synths, Albino, they don't make that anymore. Alpha Free, that's a pretty good one. Autogun. Expanse is like a noise generator that I got from Plugin Boutique. Isotope Iris, I got that for free. It's like $150, I believe. Got that from Plugin Boutique. Carry Tune, this is a free lead synth synthesizer. A lot of high-tech sounding synths in here. Really high quality. Really high quality. So, and then also just to advertise my kit a little bit in terms of synth basses. By the way, I have my browser turned down in volume, so. You got to remember to go into your wrench tool and turn cut itself on. And I like to switch this to mono so I could get slides in here. Which actually only works if you have your envelope on too. So let's turn this all the way down and add a little tail. Bad bass. Ball of bass. So, Isnard says I'm buying right now. Yeah, there's 20 of those, and 20 in each folder, 20 808s, 20 kicks, claps, hats, so on and so forth. So yeah, I'm about to call it. So again, Isnard, use this 50% code. Let me paste it again. Yeah, use that, and that code will only be active for a few more minutes, so you might want to do that here soon, because I'm about to go eat dinner. Craig Dobb Beats asks, ever start a beat with a bass line? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. That's really all I have to say about that, though. It's not something that I like to do. It's a challenge, but sometimes I like to have fun and start with a bass line just for fun. Just to challenge myself. So, yeah, again, we will be back. Ice Mike. Yeah, we've been streaming for 3 hours, so we are just about to head on out. But yeah, I just launched the Inflightmuzik 2020 drum pack. Definitely use this discount code for half off. Mike, I think you should definitely pick it up. Just a little Thanksgiving gift from me to you guys. Raphael says, good evening. Thanks for all the tips. You are absolutely welcome. Isnard says, I want to give 30. I really appreciate that. I really do. Especially, yeah, there's some people where I thought I made it very, very clear Craig says he'll pay full price as well. I thought I made it very, very clear that I was going to go live and give a nice discount. I specifically said 50% off to people in the stream previously throughout the last couple weeks, and people still decided to pay full price. So really, really big shout out to you guys, because that really means a lot. I do this full time, so that really helps the cause for sure. BDR says only a bass line like that Drake and Lil Wayne song, except bass is more saw than 808. Yeah, I actually have a tutorial about that. Craig says I'm broke with no job at the moment. No, I hear you. I understand. So let me go to, I'll finish this stream with, actually, I have it saved right here. I just went over it. Drums, 808s, synth, new OVO. I believe this is silent. Yep. So yeah, when I'm specifically trying to go for like OVO style, you'll see that these are saw waves. This is a saw wave right here, and then I have a sine wave right here, but yeah, it's mainly saw waves there. Yep. And I believe I did sample that for the kit as well. So, yeah, I really held nothing back when it came to this kit, because I really put myself in everyone's shoes and said, yeah, I really want to use just one kit for the whole rest of the year. Like, I don't want to Oh, I just got a message from Loop Swag. I'm not sure if you guys are aware who that is, but he's, I guess he's a fan. But I usually share my YouTube tutorials in his FL Studio Classroom on Facebook. It's like it's probably my favorite Facebook group outside of FL Studio Producers Worldwide. Those are the two groups where I get the most engagement. Actually, I get more engagement in Loop Swag's community, but he just pre-approved me for going live in his group as well. So we'll see how that works out. At the moment, I don't think that I can do that with how I have streaming set up, but I'll definitely look into that. Craig says that bass is pretty sick. BDR says, actually prefer that to the 80s, 808s. Isnard says, I ain't got job too right now. No, I understand. What I recommend doing when it comes to 808s and synth basses, to use both in your tracks. So you'll rarely hear any of my beats without both. So it really helps with the arrangement. It adds more dynamics to your switch ups when you could go from an 808 and then switch it out to a synth bass, especially when you drop out other sounds. It's a great way to add dramatic effect to your beats. But yeah, I love the 808 switch with synth bass and then back to 808s. Some beats I'll have the synth bass play in the chorus. Some beats I'll have the 808 play in the chorus. It all just depends. And I think I even have a beat where like it has a chorus with an 808 and a synth bass in it. Actually, let me play that. Yeah, that's what we'll do. I'll play that beat and then we'll end the session here. I think it's this track too. So you got the synth bass here. Now it's switched to 808. And another thing that I did, you'll notice that the 808 pattern switches as well. I'll point it out when it happens. Here it comes. And then it goes back into the synth bass. And then another switch up in the chorus. So yeah, there's a lot of 808 switch ups and synth bass switch ups in this track. Yeah, that track definitely has some issues to it. I could hear when the synth bass went up in key, it lost a lot of power. Yeah, that's something that if I went back to fix, I would. But the track sells just fine. So yeah, I'll let the mix engineer worry about that. And that's what I was trying to point out earlier about like when I critique your beats and I say, yeah, this could be improved or that can be improved. You're better off just making a new beat. Like, move on, you know? Just take the tips and create more. You're better off just creating more and not worrying about the past. Because a lot of times, those beats will still sell anyway with mistakes in them. Because at the end of the day, they still have to go to a mix engineer who's going to be mixing your beats all over again. So I appreciate that, Craig. Yeah, I'll be back Friday. Again, we do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 5 p.m. United States Eastern Time. Again, yeah, we'll be back Friday, 5 p.m.